Watch this video to the end if you consume this kind of cinnamon called cassia. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we'll be talking about cinnamon. This is what cinnamon looks like, and this is called cassia cinnamon. Some people don't know that there are different cinnamons. You just go into the market, say I need cinnamon, this is what they'll give to you. But there's another cinnamon called Ceylon, which is not very common and is expensive. You don't see it everywhere in the market. This is what it looks like. Let me show you the differences. This is what Ceylon cinnamon looks like, and this is what cassia, which is very common. You go to the supermarket, this is what you get. But today we are going to talk about the benefit of consuming Ceylon compared to this, which is cassia. Cassia has high risks associated with it, which is not commonly talked about. So today I'm going to give a little expository on the risks involved in consuming high doses of cassia cinnamon. So stay with me. There is an organic compound called cinnamaldehyde. It's a compound that is responsible for the spices and flavor or the odor that you get in cinnamon. Okay, so now a little expository on why the cassia cinnamon has a high risk compared to Ceylon cinnamon. Cassia, the regular cinnamon we consume, has a high level of coumarin in it, and this coumarin, if taken in high doses or dosage, can affect our liver, can cause liver issues. But if you can take it in low quantity, you're safe. But for overall safety, I would advise you go for Ceylon, which is not commonly gotten and it is expensive, I must tell you. But this one, you can get it anywhere. But if you must consume cassia, please don't take it in high quantity, okay? Now, I'm going to give a little differences on what the two can do. You can use both as spices. This one has a very strong taste. It's more spicy, has, like I said, a pungent taste. It gives you that spicy, hot, cinnamon taste. While this is mild and it still does its work, but it's very mild and very good for our liver. It doesn't affect it because it has a very low level of coumarin. Now, for clarity, coumarin is also found in carrots, it's found in celery, it's found in, I think, green tea. But the content in cassia is way, way higher. That is why it's advisable you take cassia in small quantity, okay? So if you want to be using cinnamon for everyday use, I'd advise you go for Ceylon cinnamon. But if you must use cassia, please let it be in low quantity. Just take little. You can use like half a teaspoon. Let me show you. This is a teaspoon now. You can just use half a teaspoon of this for cassia. But for the Ceylon cinnamon, you can use a teaspoon and you're even more than that, and you're good. What we are saying is, let's say for example, the coumarin content. I'm giving an insight. For example, the coumarin content in this. Let's say a teaspoon of this to maybe 1.5 or 2 teaspoons for Ceylon. And it's very, very potent. Please, if you must take cinnamon, let it be Ceylon for everyday use. But if you, even for skincare, you have to be careful with the quantity you use if you are using cassia cinnamon for skincare, because some people that have sensitive skin or sensitive body can react to it and it will cause some inflammations on the skin. But if you are using Ceylon, go ahead and use the normal quantity, the normal dosage. It doesn't have any high risks involved, okay? But also, these two have their benefits if used appropriately. But if you don't have access to Ceylon cinnamon, you might ask, oh, this is the only cinnamon we have and I need to take cinnamon for what I want to do. Now, if you have if you have only cassia, it doesn't mean you won't consume it, but you can use maybe half teaspoon of this. If you're told to use maybe 1 teaspoon of Ceylon, maybe for what you want to do, you can substitute with cassia cinnamon powder or this, anyone, depends on what you want to do. But it must be half. Let's say for example, you're told to use 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, use half teaspoon of cassia. If you're told to use 2 teaspoons of Ceylon, use 1 teaspoon of cassia. If you want to follow the TDI means tolerable daily intake for coumarin that is present in cassia cinnamon. Please, you have to take half teaspoon, half of this, this is 1 teaspoon. You have to take half of this. Let me show you what a grinded cassia cinnamon looks like. This is what it looks like. So this is brought for the benefit of this video. So if you want to consume it, you have to take half of this, just a small quantity of cassia. But if you want to use Ceylon, you can take a full. So just look at the difference, just so you know the high risks associated with it.